Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to this brand new video of Hockeytown Rundown. You're here with me, one of your beautiful hosts, Zach, and I'm here to cover the top trade targets for the Detroit Red Wings going into the NHL Trade Deadline, which is on Friday, March 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just for your own information, if you are unaware, we will be going live on Trade Deadline Day from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's going to be a really long day, but it's going to be a lot of fun being able to connect with all of you, joining me on the live stream here on YouTube and touching on not only what the Detroit Red Wings do at the trade deadline, but what the other teams are doing as well. There's a lot of rumblings going around, especially right now. It's Tuesday, midweek. Can only imagine where it's going to go from here. So buckle up, let's get ready, and let's get this show on the road. And then at the end, we will be talking about all of our top 5 trade targets for the Detroit Red Wings, myself, Carlo, and Hasky highlights as well. Love you, buddy. And I'll see y'all on the other side. First player up is none other than Vincent Trocheck, the recent Olympic gold medalist over with the New York Rangers. He is 32 years old, plays center, 5'11", 187 pounds, shoots right and is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States, with a cap hit at $5.625 million, with some term left on that as well. He's got at least a few more years going until the end of 2029. And just looking at his stats this season with the New York Rangers wearing the A in 46 games played, he does have 12 goals, 27 assists for 39 points, 44 penalty minutes, and a plus minus of -15, and is projected to go on pace for 68 games played this season, 18 goals, 40 assists, 58 points, 65 penalty minutes, and a plus minus of -22. Vincent Trocheck instantly check marks all the boxes that you would ask for a second line centerman. He would be able to bump Andrew Kopp down, JT Compher as well, put them at the third and fourth line. That gives breathing room for both of those guys to be able to flourish a little bit more. Andrew Kopp did fine as a 2C for a little bit, but has slowly started to decline, not being able to produce as much as he was back in January. Same thing with JT Compher, not that he was really producing, but there was a little bit here and there from him. And so him being on the third line currently hasn't been the greatest. Bumping him down to the fourth line would be great. Vincent Trocheck, what is it going to take for the Red Wings to go get him? I'm not sure. Leave it down in the comments if this is someone you want to see the Red Wings go out and get. Any of these players, leave it down in the comments if you want to see the Red Wings go out and get them. And none of these players are in particular order from this is our number 1, this is our number 5. We will be saving that at the end of all of our top 5 trade targets for the Detroit Red Wings from each individual on the podcast and our beautiful special guest, Hasky highlights. Next up, we got the big defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen here, 31 years old, 6'4", 220 pounds, shoots right, coming out of Finland, playing for Philadelphia with a cap hit at $5.1 million, and his contract goes until next season. So if the Red Wings do trade for someone like Rasmus Ristolainen, it is not a rental piece and would come in with a bit of term left on his deal and potentially a player that you could sign to an extension for another year or two if you wanted to because of the age, and it fits well with the Detroit Red Wings timeline and could eventually be bumped down to the third pair, where ASP eventually takes over as the second pair D, which isn't working out so well. This is why Rasmus Ristolainen is a top trade target for the Detroit Red Wings. It was rumored out there that the Red Wings had an offer for Tyler Myers. Myers is kind of twiddling his thumbs on where he wants to go, decisions, all that stuff. And the Detroit Red Wings may have to pivot to Rasmus Ristolainen, which based on what viewers, watchers, listeners, and Detroit Red Wings fans are saying online is that they would much rather have a Rasmus Ristolainen over a Tyler Myers. But talking about his season so far with the Philadelphia Flyers this season, he's only played 23 games, so he's been injured. 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points, 6 penalty minutes, and a plus minus of -3. He is currently on pace to finish the season with 45 games played, 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. He did play in the Olympics for Team Finland and registered 3 assists in the 6 games that he did play for them. He did get 2 penalty minutes, but was a +9. Really good defensively. Some would say that Team Finland in general definitely helped that out, but you look at the Philadelphia Flyers, they were a hot team at the start and then started falling off very quickly. Not to get into the whole head coach and Mitchkov thing, but Philadelphia Flyer fans, I'm sorry guys, but We would love to trade for Rasmus Ristolainen. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a player that can come in, probably eat some minutes on the second pair. We're looking for a defenseman, whether if that's left or right D, preferably on the right side, as Detroit Red Wings fans, someone who can come in and eat regularly 17 to 20 minutes per night, hopefully offset a player like Ben Sherratt, who may be having an off night. Simon Edvinsson and Moritz Seider cannot afford to have off nights. But if you go out and get someone like Rasmus Ristolainen, this could be someone who could be impactful for the Detroit Red Wings as they continue their playoff push this season. Let me know down in the comments if this is a player that you would love to see Steve Yzerman go out and trade for. Next up, we got a guy that we actually just played against, and that is Ryan O'Reilly with the Nashville Predators, who is 35 years old, plays center, 6'1", 216 pounds. Definitely is a face-off specialist, like it says here, playmaker and two-way center. He showcased that against the Detroit Red Wings when we played against them the other night, actually. His cap hit coming in at $4.5 million continues over into next season as the last year of his deal, which would be very good for the Red Wings to go out and get. I know that age may scare a lot of people, but this is a guy who has won the Stanley Cup and has had really good seasons within the NHL and can bring leadership and two-way ability and center playmaking to the Detroit Red Wings, which is something that they drastically need. Going back to that topic, not only touching on Vincent Trocheck, but someone like Ryan O'Reilly, who has had opportunities to win the cup and has won the cup. This is a guy that would be great to mesh into the locker room for some of the young guys, even for someone like Dylan Larkin, Moritz Seider, and Lucas Raymond. Get who you can that is on the same level as Patrick Kane and sky's the limit, and even better out on the ice when it comes to production level. I mean, he has not slowed down in the 60 games played for the Nashville Predators while wearing the A this season. He has 21 goals, 37 assists for 58 points, 14 penalty minutes, and a +9 with the Nashville Predators, who are a few points out of the wild card spot. So they're not too far out of it. So Ryan O'Reilly might be a last-minute decision for the Nashville Predators, but ever since relieving Barry Trotz of duties as the general manager, they could be in sell mode right now. But Ryan O'Reilly is on pace to finish his season with 82 games played, 29 goals, 51 assists for 80 points this season as a 35-year-old in the National Hockey League. And in his playoff career, as you can see, in the 2018-19 season with the St. Louis Blues, when they went on to win the Stanley Cup, where they were dead last in the NHL in January and ended up making the playoffs and winning the Cup on that crazy run, where in 26 games, he put up 8 goals, 15 assists for 23 points. And from there, pretty consistently a point per game player, almost a little bit over, maybe some a little bit under, but that's a pretty good playoff career from someone like a Ryan O'Reilly, and would do really well on a Detroit Red Wings team, and the Detroit Red Wings would welcome him with open arms. Let me know down in the comments as we continue along. I'll say it for every player, though. Leave it down in the comments to let me know what you think about Ryan O'Reilly, and this is someone you would like to see Steve Yzerman go out and get. Next up on the Detroit Red Wings trade board is the big guy over in Canadian land, as I like to call it. In Winnipeg is Logan Stanley, towering behemoth, 27 years old, coming in at 6'7", 231 pounds, plays defense, shoots left, so a little different on the shooting there, but still would be serviceable for the Detroit Red Wings this season with the Jets, who are having just an abysmal season. It is so bad. You saw what Connor Hellebuck did in the gold medal game in the Olympics in general. Then he goes back to Winnipeg and just the whole entire team just lays an egg on him. I believe he allowed 5 shots in net and had a under 900 save percentage. So it was not good. In general, though, Logan Stanley has some pretty good stats on a really bad team with the Winnipeg Jets in 58 games played this season. He's got 9 goals, 11 assists for 20 points, 99 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of -4. He is currently on pace to finish the season with 81 games played, 13 goals, 15 assists, 28 points, 138 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus -6. And obviously, as you guys can see here too, you guys can see all these stats that I'm reading off as well. But if you are listening here, he's definitely got some playoff experience, won playoffs with his OHL team. That's a pretty ridiculous number. I know it's not in the NHL, but still, that's a ridiculous number. 19 games played, 4 goals, 12 assists for 16 points. But yeah, in his NHL tenure playoffs, only 4 points. And what is that? That's 9, 12, 17 games played. He's got 4 points. A lot of penalty minutes, though. Last season in the NHL playoffs, he accumulated 42 penalty ice minutes and was on plus minus -2. but his plus minus overall is still in the plus. And his tenure for playoff hockey. But really young guy. This is a guy who fits the mold for the Detroit Red Wings. The only issue, obviously, is the side that he shoots on, the side that he plays on. I'm not exactly sure if Logan Stanley is comfortable to play on his off wing, so to say, on his off side, playing on the right side as he shoots left. The Red Wings, if they did go out and get a Logan Stanley, there are opportunities there to shift Ben Chiarot over to the right. We've seen that before. Albert Johansson, same thing. We've seen him shift over to the right. This is a guy who also hits a lot. This season, Logan Stanley carries 94 hits and 68 block shots, which would be really good for the Detroit Red Wings. If he was on the team, he would probably be leading in the top 5 for both of those categories currently as it stands. But this is someone that would fit really well within the Detroit Red Wings organization. Like I mentioned, you can shift Ben Chiarot around, you can move Albert Johansson around, and you can also bump ASP down a little bit too, if that's the case. So sky's the limit for someone like Logan Stanley. I think that he would be a great fit for the Detroit Red Wings. That's why he's on this big board. But let us know down in the comments, as always, if you would like to see Steve Yzerman go out and get someone like this. With his age and the way he plays and his size, it might cost a little bit more than we might be expecting. So buckle up once again. And let's stay within Canadian land and let's go out west to Vancouver for the Canucks for Elias Pettersson, the Sweden center winger who is 27 years old, 6'2", 85 pounds, shoots left. Definitely a power play specialist, sniper, and two-way center, as it shows here, with a cap hit at $11.6 million, and has a lengthy contract still that carries until the 2031-2032 season. So you'd have him for about another 6 more seasons with a really high cap hit. But with that being said, it is no secret that the salary cap is going to go up continuously as the years progress. So that shouldn't be a worry for the Detroit Red Wings. Could take on that full cap right now as it stands, the $11.6 million. But just a quick highlight is his highlights right here. What a board right here of accolades for the young center winger here, 27 years old, and has a lot of accolades to his name. And just reading this, a crafty and agile two-way forward, Pettersson is consistently productive in all 3 zones. As he gets stronger, he'll become even more physical and aggressive than he is now, and his creativity could definitely elevate his game to dominate levels. And I'll stop right there. And getting someone like a Pettersson and combining that with a player like Lucas Raymond and maybe like even an Alex DeBrincat, maybe a Michael Brandsegard down the line, whoever it is, that lineup screams madness for the other team that you're going up against, the opposing team. But going down to Elias Pettersson's stats this season with the Vancouver Canucks, wearing the A in the 52 games played this season, he's got 13 goals, 22 assists for 35 points, 14 penalty ice minutes, and a plus minus of a minus 17, on pace this season for 74 games played, 19 goals, 31 assists, for 50 points, 20 penalty minutes, and a plus minus 24. Once again, going back to that contract, that cap hit is very scary for a lot of people in the length and the term on that. And I totally get it from that perspective. But Elias Pettersson definitely is a player who could very well just need a change of scenery. We've seen that with other players in the past. It's no secret that the Vancouver Canucks over the years have had some pretty bad seasons, but obviously you also look at the point totals of someone like Elias Pettersson, who hasn't been doing so well ever since the 102-point season where he got 39 goals, 63 assists, or even the one after that, 34 goals, 55 assists for 89 points. A steep drop-off there, almost by double the next season. 64 games played, 45 points, and like I said, this season, 52 games played, 35 points. I really do believe that if Steve Yzerman were to go out and get Elias Pettersson, that the price is super low now, as low as he could probably ever get, unless Pettersson just decided he wants to kick the can and kick the tires every single time that he's out on the ice and just not produce whatsoever and look like he cares. Vancouver Canucks fans might be saying that's kind of what it looks like now. So at that case, Steve Yzerman, what are you doing? Hammer down the phone, see what Elias Pettersson is doing. And at that case, why don't you hit up and see how much it's going to take for Tyler Myers as well? Kidding. But if you would like to see a twofer, as Carlo and Heskey Highlights like to call it, let us know down in the comments as always. But yeah, I would love to have an Elias Pettersson here. I think Carlo and Haskey also would like to add someone like this. Obviously, it comes with risk though, but the reward out of it is probably higher than the risk in my personal opinion. Like I said, the cap's going up. That cap seems high now. It won't be as much down the line, but because of that, you do have to be cautious. Let us know down in the comments what you think about this player and if we should target Elias Pettersson. Up next is another big defenseman coming out of the States over in New Jersey is Dougie Hamilton, 32 years old, defenseman, 6'6", 229 pounds, shoots right, and comes in with a cap hit of $9 million per season and has 2 more seasons left on his deal after this season. The New Jersey Devils have had a weird season with a lot of injuries to Jack Hughes and a whole bunch of other injuries to other players as well, and some players just not exactly living up to their potential and expectations that the New Jersey Devils may have had for them this season. And I guess Dougie Hamilton seems to be one of them for whatever reason. Apparently his defense has been pretty solid so far this season, but the point production hasn't exactly been there for someone like Dougie Hamilton, who isn't that far off from a 74-point season right here in the 22-23 season in 82 games, 22 goals, 52 assists for 74 points, 50 penalty ice minutes, and a plus 23. And then you look at the playoff numbers and only 4 points in 12 games for the playoffs, but you don't really expect defensemen to go out there and get too many points in general, but Dougie Hamilton is more of an offensive defenseman than anything else, but comes with really good defense as well. But going and talking about this season with the New Jersey Devils, in the 55 games played, he's got 8 goals, 15 assists for 23 points, 40 penalty ice minutes, and is a +/- on the year, and currently on pace for 77 games played, 11 goals, 21 assists, 32 points, 56 penalty minutes, and a +/- Dougie Hamilton easily inserts right into your top 4 defense on the right side. He's the second pair right behind Moritz Seider. And I would say for me, and I might be spoiling this because you guys will see this at the end. I'm going to post them for you guys, all of our top 5 picks. But for me, I think Dougie Hamilton should be the most sought after defenseman here with only 2 seasons left on his contract after this year. Even though it is $9 million, the Red Wings could eat that as a whole. They wouldn't need New Jersey to retain anything. I don't think that the cost is going to be as high as people probably think it's going to be. If anything, I think the Red Wings would be able to get a steal out of this trade somehow, some way. What the cost is, I don't know. I'm not going to put it out there because anything is possible. Anything can happen. If Steve trades it first, I have full faith in Steve. But with that being said, I think Dougie Hamilton would be the perfect fit from the perspective of not only can he eat minutes, not only can he produce, not only can he defend. Worst case scenario, knock on wood. I just did it. Just knocked on my desk right now. It's made out of wood. Moritz Seider gets injured. He hasn't missed a single NHL game in his career. And if he godforsakenly does, you at least have Dougie Hamilton that you can pair up with someone like Simon Edvinsson, and your defense isn't completely broken. So preparing for the worst, but also setting yourself up for success by going out and getting a Dougie Hamilton, I think that's a win for the Detroit Red Wings. And honestly, adding a Dougie Hamilton, also a bit of playoff experience, as you guys can see on the screen here, but he's played in plenty of playoff games, whether if that was for New Jersey, Carolina, he did with the Flames once, and then also with Boston. Yes, he's played with that many teams. It's pretty crazy. I kind of forgot that he originated with the Boston Bruins, but Dougie Hamilton is a journeyman for whatever reason in his NHL career, but I would love to see him be in a Detroit Red Wings uniform. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Dougie Hamilton. And last but not least, we are going to wrap it up here with the final player that the Detroit Red Wings should have on their big target trade boards is Robert Thomas out of the St. Louis Blues. He is a centerman. He is a winger as well. He shoots right. He's 26 years old, 6 feet tall, 207 pounds, has a cap hit of $8.125 million, and his contract carries over into the 2030-2031 season. Former first-round pick, 20th overall in the 2017 draft for St. Louis. Robert Thomas this season with St. Louis wearing the A. He has been injured, has been in and out of the lineup a bit, but in his 43 games played this season, 12 goals, 23 assists, 35 points, 14 penalty minutes, and a plus-minus of 0. He is projected to be on pace for 65 games played, 18 goals, 35 assists for 50 3 points, 21 penalty minutes, and a plus minus of 0. Robert Thomas is not far removed from 2 80-point seasons where he was well over a point per game player in both of those seasons. In 23-24, 86 points in 82 games, 24-25, 81 points in 70 games. Robert Thomas is at the top of the list for forwards to me personally, and would assume that is the same case for just about anyone else that is out there, whether if you're a Red Wings fan or not. Every team should be hounding the St. Louis Blues for Robert Thomas with his age, with his contract, with his position, and what he can bring to the table for you on and off the ice. Sky's the limit for someone like Robert Thomas, and coming to a Detroit Red Wings team who is just on the up and up with a bunch of young talent coming through, and you already have players like Dylan Larkin, Moritz Seider, Lucas Raymond, Alex DeBrincat, etc. Sky's the limit for someone like Robert Thomas. The Detroit Red Wings should be willing to open up the coin purse, so to say, and give whatever the St. Louis Blues are asking. That's going to be a first round and multiple blue chip prospects. That's probably what it is going to cost. If the asking price makes you uncomfortable, that probably means it's a good deal. And for someone like Robert Thomas, while the rumor is out there, and I don't really believe this rumor, that there are more sellers than there are buyers. There's more players out there on the trade block than there are buyers. But St. Louis, Doug Armstrong, they're not stupid. Robert Thomas, if I were Doug Armstrong, I would not be moving on from someone like Robert Thomas. But if they decide to, then the Detroit Red Wings obviously have the assets and the capabilities to make this happen. A player like Robert Thomas, it's hard enough to get him in the draft, let alone anywhere else via trade or in free agency. So I would definitely be targeting him. And Steve Yzerman, do your magic. Do what you can with that. And that is it for the Detroit Red Wings top trade target board. Now moving along, I will be showcasing all of our top picks. And there you have it, boys and girls, watchers and listeners. Our top 5 trade target board for Carlo, Hasky Highlight, and for yours truly, Zach. All of our top 5 picks in no particular order. I'll let you guys pick and choose who has who in order from best to worst, worst to best. Leave it down in the comments. But going through the picks for Carlo, you have centerman Robert Thomas, centerman Elias Pettersson, defenseman Dougie Hamilton, defenseman Justin Falk, and defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen. And for our good pal Hasky Highlights over here, he starts off with Robert Thomas as well, Justin Falk, Logan Stanley on defense, Vincent Trocheck at center, and Ryan O'Reilly at center. And then last but not least, yours truly once again with his top 5 picks, and we'll end it from there, is Robert Thomas, Dougie Hamilton, Justin Falk, Ryan O'Reilly, and Elias Pettersson. And that is all. Thank you for joining us on this brand new video. If you are returning, but if you are brand new, thank you so much for stopping by. We truly do appreciate it. If you have not already, making it to the tail end of this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. That lets you know when brand new episodes and videos like these come out throughout the week. We will be going live for the trade deadline on Friday, like I mentioned, from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. to touch on the Detroit Red Wings trades and all the other trades that take place in the NHL. We got to pay attention to all these other teams because the Atlantic Division and the Eastern Conference, it's hot. It's getting spicy in here. And until next time, I'll see y'all on the next one. See ya. I love you. Goodbye. Such a nice guy.